What's good, everyone? Today we're exploring some real-life drama involving a member of the MrBeast crew, Ava Chris Tyson. Now, I know a lot of you look up to MrBeast and his squad, so this situation might come as a shock. We're talking about some serious allegations of inappropriate behavior that have recently surfaced. It's important that we address this, so let's get straight into it and unpack what exactly is going on. Ava Chris Tyson, who was a part of the MrBeast crew, has been accused of engaging in inappropriate behavior, particularly in their interactions with minors. These allegations range from inappropriate conversations to potential violations of privacy and consent. As a community, it's crucial that we discuss this openly and honestly. By bringing awareness to these issues, we can foster a safer and more respectful environment for everyone, especially those who may be vulnerable. So let's not shy away from the truth and instead use this as an opportunity to learn and do better. Now, one of the disturbing aspects of this situation is Ava's connection to a controversial artist known as Shadman. This guy, Shadman, is known for creating and disseminating artwork that depicts child pornography. It's important to understand that this isn't your typical anime-style artwork with exaggerated features. This is actual child pornography that he's drawing and distributing. Ava, unfortunately, was not just a passive observer of Shadman's work, but an active supporter and promoter. We have evidence of tweets and direct messages where Ava is engaging with Shadman and even expressing enthusiasm for their work, but it doesn't stop there. Ava also purchased artwork from Shadman, providing financial support for this disgusting content. And if that wasn't enough, there's another incident involving Ava and revenge porn. Now, for those who don't know, revenge porn is when intimate or sexually explicit images or videos of an individual are shared publicly without their consent, often as a form of retaliation or humiliation. In this case, Ava shared revenge porn of Jeanette McCurdy. They provided a link to these private and explicit images in one of their video descriptions, attempting to play it off as if they weren't endorsing the viewing of such content. Here's the exact quote. "How's it going, you guys? So maybe tomorrow, but anyway, the link's in the description if you want to see them." I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that, people might want to see them, so there it is if you want it. This is a blatant violation of Jeanette's privacy and consent, and Ava's involvement in sharing this content is just plain wrong and unacceptable. Now let's go into the heart of these allegations: inappropriate conversations with minors. We're not talking about harmless small talk here. We're talking about numerous screenshots and chat logs where Ava is engaging in explicit and suggestive conversations with individuals who are clearly underage. These conversations include references to sending nude photos and making inappropriate jokes that have absolutely no place in interactions with minors. It's important to understand that these conversations are not just harmless banter. They are a clear abuse of power and a violation of the trust that should exist between adults and minors. One of the minors involved, known as Lava, has come forward to share their side of the story. Lava refutes the claims that they were groomed by Ava and provides context for their meetup. According to Lava, their family vacationed with Ava and nothing inappropriate happened during that time. However, we need to focus on the power dynamic at play here. Even if the meetup was innocuous, an adult forming close relationships with minors and engaging in suggestive jokes or conversations is inappropriate and disturbing. And let's be completely honest here, the nature of these jokes and conversations is not something that should be shared with minors. It's not about being edgy or pushing the boundaries of humor. It's about an adult understanding the importance of maintaining healthy and professional boundaries with minors. Ava failed to recognize and respect these boundaries, and their participation in group chats with minors where inappropriate content was shared is simply unacceptable. It's not about censorship, it's about creating a safe and respectful environment for everyone. Now, when the allegations first surfaced, Ava released what can only be described as a non-apology. It was a vague and generic statement that failed to address any of the specific allegations. It felt like a way to buy time and avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Here's the thing, when faced with serious allegations like these, a vague statement isn't going to cut it. It's important to be transparent, take responsibility, and address the concerns directly. Thankfully, people didn't let Ava sweep this under the rug, and they were pressured to provide a more substantive response. Eventually, Ava did issue a more specific denial and apology. They directly addressed the grooming allegations, denying any inappropriate behavior in that regard. However, they acknowledged that their social media posts and humor were unacceptable and apologized for any harm caused. Here's a quote from their statement. "I humbly apologize to anyone I've hurt with my unacceptable social media posts and past actions. To those who feel betrayed by how I used to act online, I understand your anger and disappointment." As a direct consequence of these allegations, Ava has departed from the MrBeast crew. MrBeast himself has taken swift and decisive action by firing Ava and initiating a third-party investigation to ensure a thorough review of the situation. This sends a clear message that MrBeast and his team do not condone or tolerate such behavior. It's important for influencers and content creators to hold themselves and their associates to high standards of conduct and integrity. This situation has sparked a broader debate debate about the age of consent and the maturity of minors. Some people argue that the age of consent should be based on an individual's maturity rather than a fixed age. While it's important to have these discussions and reevaluate laws when necessary, we must also recognize that laws are in place to protect minors from exploitation and abuse. Exploiting power dynamics and taking advantage of minors regardless of their apparent maturity is never okay. Now let's shift our focus to the Twitter reactions to this situation. Several popular YouTubers have been called out for their silence or lack of seriousness in addressing these allegations. It's important to recognize that social media platforms provide influencers with a powerful tool to shape narratives and influence public opinion. By remaining silent or downplaying serious issues, they contribute to a culture that minimizes the impact of such incidents. This scandal has undoubtedly had a significant impact on the MrBeast crew and their reputation. MrBeast has built a brand and a community centered around positivity and doing good deeds. This situation has the potential to tarnish that image and erode the trust of their audience. It will be interesting to observe how MrBeast and his team navigate these challenging waters and work to regain the trust and support of their followers. One of the most concerning aspects of this situation is how it highlights the normalization of inappropriate relationships between adults and minors. We live in a society where boundaries are often blurred and certain behaviors are minimized as harmless or playful. However, we need to recognize that just because something is common doesn't make it right. Adults, especially those in positions of power or influence, have a responsibility to set clear and healthy boundaries in their interactions with minors. Finally, we need to address the importance of accountability and consequences. What Ava did was wrong, and there should be real repercussions for their actions. It's not enough to simply apologize and move on as if nothing happened. We need to send a clear message that exploiting power dynamics, violating privacy, and engaging in inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. In conclusion, the allegations against Ava Chris Tyson are serious and disturbing, and they highlight the importance of consent, boundaries, and respectful behavior. As a community, we need to stand against inappropriate behavior, especially when it involves minors. Let's continue to have these difficult conversations, hold people accountable for their actions, and work towards creating a safer and more respectful environment for everyone, especially those who are most vulnerable. Remember, it's on all of us to do our part in making the world a better and more inclusive place. Smash that like button if you like our content, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more. Catch you in a few days.